Hey everyone, Chris Tevis here. I am a composer, arranger, performer, teacher from Charleston, South Carolina, and I am coming to you in a mountain house in Tryon, North Carolina. So I'm taking a few minutes to do a few basic videos for you. Today's video is on a topic that I think is much needed, and that is how to play a full bar F chord. There are three things that you need to look at when you're playing this full bar F chord. So in short, the three things are place your thumb on the back of the neck, place fingers 2, 3, and 4 first, get them sounding clear, get the bar straight across, and ta-da. So simple enough, right? So let's go through each of those steps. Before we get into that, please subscribe if you are interested in this kind of content. Hit the bell so you'll be notified when I have new content coming out. And please leave me comments, preferably nice ones raving about how great I am. And if you can't do that, in all honesty, then you send me some other engaging comments. And then if you can't do that, then maybe don't leave comments. So anyway, back to the full bar F. So the first thing is, most people will start by placing the bar. They think bar chord, they place the bar, they don't think about the placement of their thumb, they get the first finger across, and that kind of pulls their whole hand back this way, and they can't quite get everything, and it's sounding kind of like that. So the first thing is, place your thumb on the back of the neck. It should be square on the back like this. It could be up a little bit higher if you have bigger hands, and maybe down a little bit lower depending on your hand, but aim for about the middle, like so. If you put your thumb over the top, you're not going to get the chord to sound clear. So unless you have really big hands, for most people, by the time they put their thumb over the top, they're not getting that bar chord. So placement of the thumb is the first most important thing. Thing number 2 is don't start by placing the bar. Start by placing fingers 2, 3, and 4. The reason for that is your first finger is very flexible. The bar is difficult, but it's really reliant on placing everything else well. And that's what will allow you to have your bar in a good position. So when you place 2, 3, and 4, get that second finger right up against the fret wire. Make sure you're on the fingertip. So make sure you are like so, straight in like that. If you're kind of pulling the finger down like this and running into that second string, so when you go to place that second finger, check the second string, make sure it's clear, and you might also check the fourth string. So make sure that you have this sound. Open D is clear, third string is clear, B string is clear. From that position, you're going to reach across and you're going to play, you can go back and forth between the third and the fourth. Often I'll have the fourth placed first, and when I play the fourth finger, it needs to be pretty close to the fret wire. So I'm like just about against that fret wire, and it needs to also not hit the third string. So when it comes down, you want to get it clear, and then make sure it's not clicking the third string. So the fourth finger should be on the fingertip, second finger should be clear, it should be up on the fingertip so it's clearing the second string. So we should have the sound of fourth string, third string, second string. Now you're going to place the third finger, and I'm just trying to get that third finger kind of tucked up against that fourth finger. The natural thing will be for that third finger to be all the way at the back of the fret. Try to push it forward a little bit so you're a little bit closer to the middle. So the third finger just needs to make sure that it's pretty close to being straight into the fingerboard and that it's getting that fifth string, the C string, to sound clear. So far, C string, A string, the fifth string, to sound clear. So far, this third finger has the tendency to be the most problem in terms of sounding clear because the third finger is kind of weak and you're kind of toward the back of the fret. So most of the time when students go to play it, it's sounding like that. So work on the clarity of that one. So you notice like when I first pushed it down, then I had to press a little bit harder. So now at this point I have second string sounding clear, Second finger on the third string, sounding clear, and clearing the second string. Fourth finger right up against the fret wire on the fingertip, and clearing the third string. And then the third finger pressing hard enough so it sounds clear. So at this point we should have it sounding like open E is clear, the fifth string is clear, fourth string, third string, second string, first string. That's one of the most important parts of the process. So if I can get all of those clear, then it means I'm in a pretty good position to place the bar. So at that point, I'm placing my first finger straight across. And what I want you to do is, when you put your first finger down, what most people do is they will try to kind of lean their hand backward to help the bar. But don't do that. You just place these other fingers well. Now place that first finger straight across. So it only has to catch the sixth string, the second string, and the first string. So when you place it, what you want to do is, most likely, you're going to be going like a little bit over the fret wire, so you might need to adjust a little bit with these fingers, but keep in mind kind of the objectives of each finger. That second finger should not be hitting that second string. That fourth finger needs to be clear and not hit the third string. Third finger just generally just needs to be clear. Place the bar, and that's what you should have. So the hard thing is getting just the right balance where those fingers are placing well and that first finger can sufficiently place the bar and it's not kind of coming over this way. So that's the challenge, is getting the balance of placement of the fingers. And then the second thing is just like you need to develop strength and control. If I have not been playing bar chords, and I've been mostly playing on my electric guitar, which is much lighter and easier to play, and then I go to play my steel string guitar and I go to play bar chords. I mean, I feel it. I can feel I have to press much harder, but you want to get that balance of positioning and that balance of pressure. So check each string one at a time, and then think about what we said about each finger. So it not only, like some of those fingers not only have to sound clear, but they have to make sure that they're not touching the next string. So the F chord is a complicated chord. It is a difficult chord, but at the point where you're getting the F, full bar F to sound clear, then it means your playing has been bumped up to a slightly higher level. So the ability of people to play full bar chords and have them sound clear, that's in my mind, that's like a designation of a higher playing ability. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. Remember, just think of those three things. Place your thumb well. 2, 3, and 4 first. Place the bar straight across. And when you place 2, 3, and 4, they should be up on those fingertips. Bar lining up right up against the fret wires. And one last thing I should say is, if you did all this correctly, then your hand is going to be a little bit more forward this way as opposed to backward this way. So your knuckles are not going to be back here. If your knuckles are behind the plane of the fingerboard, so if your knuckles are back here, you're going to have a harder time getting that bar to sound. Although if you have larger hands, then that can compensate for it. But generally speaking, these knuckles right here are pretty close to kind of in this plane right here. So if they go backwards, if they're back here, so behind it this way, then I can't reach anything. If you're too far forward this way, you're gonna have a hard time getting the top notes to sound clear. So I hope that's helpful. Again, please leave me comments if this was helpful. Leave me comments if there are things that suggestions you want to make about it, and let me know about the things you're working on and the troubles you're encountering with the guitar, and hopefully I can be helpful. And don't forget to subscribe and practice, and watch videos to get the knowledge, but then stop and practice, and then practice some more. All right, hope that helped. Take care. Bye.